loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I am a mommy of a 3-year-old girl, and I love to do all things clean with me, organize with me, decorate with me, shop with me, DIYs, as well as lifestyle videos. So if you like any of those type of videos, make sure to subscribe. The button is right below. Today's video is actually a DIY video. I'm super excited. These DIYs came out so beautiful. I really love them. You can see 2 of them right behind me over here. So we're just gonna get started, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and like the DIYs. Let's get on with the video. So for the first DIY, I grabbed this book stack from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using some paint. And I wanted to mention that the Dollar Tree has tons of alphabet stickers that you can use if you don't have a Cricut, which is what I'll be using. I use this paint. It's called Burnt Sienna, that I had from a painting class that I'd taken in college, as well as some white chalk paint and some pink to add a little bit of pink tones. Went ahead and removed this bow from the front, and some of the paper came off. So I used some sandpaper to make it smooth, that way the paint would look much nicer. To get the shade, I mixed some of the burnt sienna with lots of white and hints of pink, and I wanted to do an ombre effect, so I mixed in more of the burnt sienna paint to make it slightly darker. And then for the last stack, I made sure to add a lot more burnt sienna and make sure that it was going to look well together. So I went into Design Space, and I want to show you guys where I got my different SVG from. I went into Cricut Access Images, and I found a couple SVGs, and I liked particular words from these different SVGs that I wanted to use. And you can totally do that by clicking the contour button all the way at the bottom. So you want to contour off any parts that you don't want to use. There's another way to do this, and I will show you guys eventually, but I did this for both of these different ones. There are tons of different SVGs that I really liked the fonts of, but had other words with it, and I wanted to just use, for example, the pumpkin and the spice. From this one, I wanted to use the season. And there's another way to get rid of the unwanted parts. All you gotta do is go to your shapes and choose a square. I did duplicate it to get the other top part, and you just select the whole entire thing and click slice. We want to remove this top part as well, so we do the same steps of slicing, and then we get rid of the unwanted part, and there we go. We have our word season. Once I did that on Design Space, I went ahead and sent my project over to my machine, and I cut out these words with vinyl. They came out super cute, and I wanted to attach them to my book stack. Obviously, the top word was going to be pumpkin, the middle was spice, and the very bottom was season. Pumpkin spice season. How cute is that? I really love how it came out. So next I wanted to play with different ribbon, and I ended up going for this white one and this other one that I recently got from Hobby Lobby on sale. I thought it was so cute, and of course I needed to be extra and add some lace ribbon to the top because I wanted it to be a little more girly and cute. And it was time to make my bow, so I kind of attached both ends of this piece of ribbon, making it kind of into a loop and making sure I press very well. So I flattened it a little bit and held it in the middle and added a little bit of glue, and I folded over and kept folding it kind of like a fan, one of those paper fans that you would make in school when you were younger. And I added some hot glue to all the inside parts so that it would stay together. Next I wanted to attach some more lace to the ribbon because I wanted my ribbon to kind of match the one that was on the book. And I did my same folding method to make this little bow. I found this really cute embellishment in my stash, so I went ahead and attached both of the bows together with a little bit of lace ribbon and added my embellishment. I thought this was really cute on its own, but of course I had to add more, and I found this little pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. And at the end I ended up adding some silver glitter to my stem. I think it came out really cute. Up next, I wanted to do these really cute wire pumpkins, and I got this wire from the floral section at the Dollar Tree. They have tons of different sizes and colors. but this is what I had in my stash. So I just wanted to show you that I wrapped it around and around and made it nice and round around my paint bottle. You can use anything that's round like this. Once you remove all the wire from the bottle, you want to kind of open it up and spread it and make it look like a pumpkin. That's what I did to this other one. The one I used to show you guys, I did not have enough wire for that one, and I didn't want to take the other one apart. Here I showed you guys that there is a gold version as well, but I didn't have enough of it, and I wrapped some wire in the middle to make it firm. This is more wire that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I did the same step. The only difference is this one I made a lot smaller because the thickness of this marker is a lot less than the paint bottle, and also I added a lot more wire because I had a lot more of this than the other one. Now you want to try to pinch it. This was kind of hard, but you can eventually pinch it little by little and get to the middle part. Once I got to pinch the whole thing, I went ahead and looped another piece of wire. You want to do this fairly quickly, that way you don't lose your grip, and you want to twist it until it's nice and tight. And then you want to open it up and you have a beautiful pumpkin. You can fluff it up and move it around and make it to your liking. And I did these same steps with my Cricut weeding tool to make a smaller pumpkin. Next, I grabbed this pick. I actually had it left over from other pumpkin picks I grabbed from the Dollar Tree, and I ended up painting them with this really pretty metallic gold paint that I had from Walmart. The thicker one is also a little dowel that the Dollar Tree carries, and I just cut it to size. And that was what I used for every single one of my stems. I think these little wire pumpkins came out super adorable, and they are the perfect addition to your tiered trays as well as other filler pumpkins that you may need. For this next DIY, I had this canvas that I grabbed during the summer decor season. You can find similar things during the fall decor or even Christmas. So I went ahead and painted it all white. I gave it about 2 or 3 coats. And then I dabbed in dots of that burnt sienna and the white and a little bit of pink just to add pinkish tone until I got this really pretty and textured look. You cannot see it very well on this clip, but it did come out really textured. I went back to the Sign Space to show you guys how I got these SVGs. First, I typed hello, the word hello, into the Cricut Access search bar, and I found the SVG that I liked the most, and I went ahead and resized it. And I went ahead and grabbed a square and resized it to the measurement of my sign. I found this really cute pumpkin from Cricut Access Images, and I duplicated it. And for one of my pumpkins, I went ahead and pressed the hide all contour button, and I changed it to a different color, that way I can tell them apart. Then I clicked the offset button, that way I can have a little background, and I chose the thickness that was gonna work best for me. And there we go, we have the different layers, and I am gonna be cutting this one with acetate and these two with vinyl. Acetate is this clear acrylic looking like material, but it's super thin and your machine can cut it. I love to use acetate for different projects. Once I had my vinyl decals, I went ahead and attached my background to the acetate, making sure it was nice and centered. There is a reason why I attached the pumpkin to the acetate, and you guys will see really soon. But I went ahead and added the top layer onto my pumpkin, and I thought this pumpkin came out super cute, and I wanted to make another one just because. I had a hard time choosing which color to go with for the word hello, but I ended up going with the black because it did stand out a little bit more. But either way, I think it would have looked really nice. I did have a hard time with sticking the vinyl to this material, this sign, but I made sure to lift this slowly and be very careful. Next, I had these Velcro dots, and I wanted to make my sign interchangeable. That way I can have it say hello pumpkin for the fall, hello snowflake for the winter, hello sun for the summer, etc. And later on, I will be making the different images for the different seasons. For this DIY, I'll also be using something I bought during the summer decor. I don't know if you can consider this a DIY because it's super easy, but I wanted to show you guys because I thought it came out super adorable. But first I attached some of this lace ribbon to make it nice and girly. And although this is a summer find, there's tons of different things you could use to make these or something similar to this, like shower hooks and other things. And as simple as that, all I did next was glue these pumpkins to the top of these rings. How cute is this? These pumpkins I actually got from Michael's, and I was gonna say the Dollar Tree carries these, which are pretty much almost the same. And if you wanted, you could take the Dollar Tree ones, cut down the stem, and add some Mod Podge and glitter to make them look exactly the same. And that was it for this DIY, you guys. How simple is that? I think it came out super adorable and super cute on my dining table. Now we're moving on to what I think is my very favorite DIY. I found this really cute cutting board from the Dollar Tree in the decor area for fall. And I also grabbed this wallpaper. How cute is this? I did want to mention that Dollar Tree does have these alphabet stickers if you don't have the Cricut. Once again, they just have tons of different ones and different fonts. There's also these. You can use this thankful and blessed leather sign, and they also have beautiful window clings as well as stickers. If I was to use this side, I would have to sand it down because of the glitter, but I went ahead and saved time and used the other side. Removed the twine as well as the sticker. Super easy to remove. And this is how I made that really pretty shade. I added the burnt sienna paint as well as some white and a little bit of pink to add the pinkish tones. And I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find that burnt sienna paint for you guys somewhere on Amazon or Walmart, and I will link it down below. I'm sure that there are tons of different brands that carry this shade. So it was time to stick my wallpaper onto the cutting board. This was really simple, and I used my scraper tool. This one actually is from the Dollar Tree, to make sure that the wallpaper was nice and flat, and I cut down the excess. I folded over the extra flaps, and I took some of these sanding sheets that I grabbed from the Dollar Tree to sand it down. This is the best way to make sure that your wallpaper blends in with your board. As you guys can see the difference in the corner versus the bottom of the board. Next, I took the measurements of my board, and I just did this with my Cricut mat, and I hopped on Cricut Design Space once again. I wanted to show you guys that this whatever spices your pumpkin SVG image is from Cricut Access, and it's already put together, but I did not like some of the fonts on here, so of course I wanted to get my own. So I went ahead and got the different words from different other SVG images. Like I showed you guys before, I went ahead and took a square and clicked slice over the extra word, which was doesn't in my case. This is what we're doing right here off to the side, and I had the word whatever ready. So next I needed spices, and it was really simple. All I had to do was duplicate it off to the side. Don't forget the period. I had to duplicate the period and center it and click attach. That way it was together. Then I had to take the word your, and I kind of used this follow your dreams little SVG and contoured out the rest of the words. Next I needed the word pumpkin, and this is really easy. All I had to do was hide this word season, and that was all. I took a square shape and resized it to the measurements of my cutting board, and I made sure that everything was going to fit well on my cutting board. Then I pressed make it and then chose on a mat because that's what I was using to cut it, in and chose my material, which was vinyl. And I stuck my vinyl onto my mat, and it was time for my machine to go to work. I wanted to mention that originally I wanted to add a little pumpkin right under my wording, but I decided to go with a white pumpkin under my wording, and I think that was my best decision. I really love the way it came out. It was time to weed out the excess vinyl, and since this was a bigger image, I went ahead and cut it off by sections with my scissors, and this made it easier for me to not accidentally mess up one of the words or letters. So like I mentioned, I had originally planned to use that pumpkin right under the wording, but it wasn't gonna fit right. So that's when I decided, let me do a pumpkin right under the wording, and that just made it look so much better than it was going to be in the first place. It was time to stick on my white pumpkin to make sure that I centered it and put it in the right spot. And this looks cute on its own, but of course I had to use my beautiful wording. I thought it was so cute. So I attached the whatever spices your, but I wanted to reposition the word pumpkin to be a little bit closer so that way it looked better. So next I wanted to do these really cute ribbon pumpkin. That ribbon I showed you guys I actually grabbed from Hobby Lobby on sale. I cut off a little bit of this wooden pick that I had left over from my little pumpkins, and I wanted to measure out the length that I wanted to use of ribbon. So I cut that first little stripe off and kept cutting a bunch of stripes to the same size. I cut about 20. I meant strips, not stripes, but I glued on the ribbon to the tip of the dowel, and I did the same with the other side. And I went ahead and overlapped another one, making kind of like an X shape to begin with, and then adding more ribbon to the areas that had a little opening in between of the X. That way it looked more like a pumpkin as I went. I did go in and reinforce the inside of my dowel and ribbon with more glue, and kept adding more ribbon in between that X that I created in the first place. So this right here is already starting to look like a pumpkin. It actually looks cute like that, but I wanted to fill it in more and add more ribbon, of course, in all of the gaps. And I added some of this Chanel ribbon that I had also from the Hobby Lobby on sale. It's really cute, and I thought it would give my pumpkin a cute little girly touch, nice and fluffy. It was time to add my stem, and I had these trunks from the Dollar Tree that came in a pack, and I had to cut it down, so one of them broke, but I made it work. This is that Chanel ribbon that I was telling you guys about, and for this next pumpkin I did pretty much the same thing. I had a little piece of a dowel and I glued it to both ends, adding more and more ribbon and making the loop, and I attached a lot of those ribbon loops and made this pumpkin a little more flat. As for my stem, I had this little pick that I actually used to make my cake toppers, and had two little embellishments to add for little acrylic leaves, and this pumpkin came out super gorgeous. I did made two little leaves for the pink pumpkin as well, and I thought these were so adorable. And what's a DIY video without a wreath? I made a really cute small wreath. This little ring I had from Michael's for a while now, and I had some lamb ears from Walmart, some florals from Hobby Lobby, as well as the Dollar Tree and Michael's. I also had some from Amazon. So I straightened out the ring and I was playing around with the different florals and stems, and I wanted to see what went together. So you'll see me playing around with the different stems that I have. I decided to go with the lamb ear stems. It's actually one of my very favorites. I grabbed them from Walmart. They're about $2 for the pack of 2 stems, I believe, and I grab them all the time because I love to use them all around the house and throughout the different seasons, and it makes for a beautiful decoration. So you'll see me using zip ties or that wire that I get from the Dollar Tree floral section. The zip ties I also get from the Dollar Tree, and it's just the easiest way for me to stick on my florals to my wire wreath. I decided to go with these really pretty stems that I got from Hobby Lobby. I don't know exactly the name of the type of plant they are, but they are the cutest and super fluffy and a little bit glittery. And I had to show you guys that really pretty burnt orange pumpkin. Those are from the Dollar Tree, and they have a clip in the back so you can literally clip them. And they also have this white one. I cut off part of these flowers off because I did not want to use the whole entire bunch. It was going to be way too much for this small wreath. And I attached them with some wire, as you saw there, so I thought that would look really nice. And I wanted to paint this pumpkin white, so I removed the stem and I used this white chalk paint that I got from Hobby Lobby. I thought that would make my pumpkin stand out more. And of course, I cannot leave my pumpkin without some glitter, so I added some Mod Podge and glitter to my stem. I thought that was really cute. I turned my wreath around and I cut off the excess part from the zip ties, and already the wreath was looking really nice. It was time to put everything together, making sure I attach those florals and the pumpkin in the middle and fluff up my florals. I did attach those florals with the wire instead of the zip ties. And for my white pumpkin, it already had a clip on the back, so that was really simple. I thought my wreath was done, but I decided to bring these really beautiful small pumpkins to bring my wreath all together. And last but not least, we'll be working on a nice little centerpiece. I have that sign with the pumpkin cutout, as well as these signs. They're really nice on their own. And this sign, and they're all from the Dollar Tree. I did grab some foam, and I wanted to show you guys that you guys can also grab any of these type of signs who do this project. And I started off by removing the sticker, and I went ahead and painted the signs with some regular acrylic white paint, and I gave them, I want to say, around 3 or 4 coats. If you want to spray paint it and make it easier, you can, but I didn't have any white spray paint in hand. Then I wanted to set everything down and remove the middle plaques. I removed the 2 middle ones because we will be painting them. I placed them down and measured out where exactly I was going to cut off. I used my X-Acto knife a few times, going over and over the same slit until it was ready to just snap it off. Once you think it's ready, you want to just literally snap it off. So the leftover part of the sign had some excess part with it, but it wasn't going to affect my project, so I did not mind that. Also, save that little piece because you can use it for other projects. Once I measured out where I wanted to cut these little pieces, I went ahead and did the same steps, and I did went over it with some sandpaper. That way the edges were not going to be that rough. So I did remove this piece of paper off because it was going to be easier when it comes to painting it. And you want to remove any extra staples, that way it would be easier for the cutting part. And for video purposes, I had to use my hot glue gun. As you guys can see, I was struggling to get this glue all the way out and smoothly. But you are going to want to use some sort of E6000 glue or Gorilla Glue or any type of strong glue that is going to help your centerpiece stay together longer and not fall apart easily. And off camera, I painted my side pieces white, and once I glued it all together, it was already coming together really nicely. Before I put everything together, I really want to show you guys these really beautiful pumpkins that Dollar Tree has. They have them in bigger sizes as well. So I put everything down. I did cut my foam in half, and I just played around with the different things first, and then I decided to go with lamb ears again. It is my favorite fox florals to use, and I made sure to put them in the correct spots and fluff them up so that way they would look nice and cozy. This beautiful sunflower is actually from Hobby Lobby, and it's one of their 50% off fall items, so I believe it was only $2 or $1. I can't remember exactly. These two pumpkins I had from the Dollar Tree, I believe last year. I don't know if they had them this year, but they are super cute, and I did see some similar pumpkins this year, so I'm sure you can find similar ones. And for a finishing touch, I did add those cream floral picks from Hobby Lobby, as well as these furball picks from the Dollar Tree. Alright you guys, so that was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the DIYs. Let me know, comment down below if you liked any of the DIYs, or if you want to maybe recreate or you got inspired by any of these. I would be so happy to know that. So let me know down below. And you guys, I have lots of more fall videos coming up and lots of fun other videos. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.